Today we are going to a place called the emergency room because I fell on the playground and hurt my arm. My mom was able to drive me to the hospital, but I know other kids can arrive by ambulance or even helicopter depending on the emergency. When we first walk in, we stop at the security desk to check in. The man asks us screening questions like if either of us has had a fever or had tested positive for COVID in the last 10 days. Then, a visitor badge was printed for my mom. Next, the screener at the big front desk verified our information and asked my mom if she'd like to receive text updates. Then we talked with the check-in nurse. My mom told her my name, a little bit about why we were there, and she answered some other questions. The nurse asked for my arm. I was a little nervous, but she only needed it to put a bracelet on that had my name printed on it. She told us to take a seat on the well side of the waiting room since I didn't have a cough or fever. There was a TV playing one of my favorite movies. There was also a fish tank to look at and even a small play area. Sometimes in the emergency room, you will have to wait a long time to go back to the room to see a doctor. Nurses have to make sure some kids see a doctor faster than others, even if they don't look sick or hurt on the outside. We didn't have to wait long at all, and I felt okay with waiting because if I was really sick, I would want to be taken care of that way too. The nurse called my name and it was my turn to be seen. She told me her name is Sarah and she made me feel comfortable right away. The doors made a noise and swung open. I felt a little nervous, but the first thing I saw was a beautiful dolphin painted on the wall. It was like being in the ocean. Before I get to my room, we stopped to check my weight. This part was easy. When we get to my room, the nurse wrote her name on the board so it's easy to remember. She told me that I couldn't eat or drink anything because of medication or procedures that may need to happen, but they promised me a snack when I could eat again. The nurse took my vitals while she asked my mom some more questions. She checked my heart and took my blood pressure like they do at my regular doctor's office. When my nurse checks my blood pressure, she places a cuff around my arm and it gives my arm a tight hug, but it doesn't hurt. Then she places a clip on my finger to help show how well I am breathing and how fast my heart is beating. It is like a sticker that lights up or a pillow for your finger. She also checked my temperature. She lets me decide if I want to hold it in my mouth or under my arm. My mom stayed with me the whole time. Soon we met more new people. These people are all a part of a team of doctors who will be taking care of me today. There was a fellow and their team captain, the attending physician. They had some more questions for my mom to answer. Some she already talked about, but they wanted to make sure all of the information was correct. The doctor looked at my arm and had me try to do certain movements unless they caused me pain. She always talked to me before doing anything, and that made me feel less nervous. When they finished looking at my arm, they talked to my mom and me about a plan. I was going to get something called an X-ray, and from there they would decide what else needed to happen. I had some questions about an X-ray, and just then another new face entered the room, a child eye specialist. She had a lot of fun toys, and she taught me about X-rays, like what it is, why the doctors need one, and what my job is while they're taking images of my arm. She even offered to come with my mom and me to help during it, but I told her I was okay with my mom. The X-ray was quick and right down the hallway. My nurse said almost any resource is that close in the emergency department. After my arm X-ray was done, I learned that my arm was fractured, which meant the bone was broken and it needed to be put back in place, kind of like a puzzle piece. The doctor talked to my mom about a sedation to make moving the bone pain-free for me. Some children may need to be discharged from the ER the same day, while others may need to stay overnight for observation. Other children may be too sick to go home that day and end up having longer stays in the ER, or need to stay in the hospital for more time to recover with the help of nurses and doctors. Regardless of how long you are here, it's important to know what your food options are. There are a variety of things in the emergency room pantry, a cafeteria outside of the waiting room, and also a small market that is open no matter what time or day you go. Children like me are able to be discharged from the ER. My regular doctor will know everything that happened while I was at the ER today and will check back in to make sure things are okay. Sometimes children will also need to be seen by special doctors after they go home. Like me, I will be seeing a bone doctor who'll make sure my arm is healing just like it should.